The Trader's Crucible: Forging a Professional Mindset in the Financial Markets. Hello friends. Every individual aspires to generate wealth, and when the conversation turns to the stock market, a palpable spark of hope ignites in their eyes. However, this market is far more than a mere carnival of dreams. It is a relentless arena crucible, where a battle is fought every single second. You enter this domain either prepared through diligent learning, or you risk being decimated in the process of that very education. This game is not for the faint of heart. It is for those who do not fear risk, but more importantly possess a profound understanding of it. It is for those willing to sacrifice nights of sleep to ensure they can execute precise, calculated decisions during the daylight hours. The philosophy encapsulated in Mastering the Trade is designed precisely for such individuals, for those who do not merely wish to place trades, but who are committed to the complete metamorphosis of themselves into professional traders. You must engrave this truth upon your mind. In this arena, it is not luck that prevails, but a robust and unwavering system. Here, victory is not claimed by emotions, but by unyielding discipline. If you genuinely intend to earn respect, financial independence, and ultimate freedom from the market, then your journey must commence today. Armed with the correct foundational knowledge, let us now turn the first page of the playbook that will grant you a distinct identity amidst the cacophonous crowd of aspiring traders. The allure and the reality. The term stock market itself evokes a powerful vision, one where hope seems to float effortlessly in the eyes of onlookers, for it represents the potent trinity of wealth, recognition, and liberty. Virtually every newcomer is imbued with the conviction, I am capable of this. I can achieve something monumental. The pervasive fantasy is that a single perfectly executed trade, or the discovery of one elusive strategy, will irrevocably alter the trajectory of their life. But is this perception grounded in reality? The empirical evidence suggests otherwise. The stark truth is that thousands of hopeful participants step onto this battlefield each day. Their motivations are varied, inspired by a curated YouTube video, enticed by a friend as apparent success, or simply swept up in a wave of FOMO, the fear of missing out. They operate under the assumption, I can figure this out as I go. However, this market bestows nothing without the payment of a hefty price. It is not a video game, it is not a mobile application where the simple press of a button guarantees $1 million deposit. This is a gladiatorial arena. Every passing second constitutes a rigorous examination of your intellect, your patience, your innate greed, and your deepest-seated fears. Generating consistent profits requires more than just the ability to decipher charts. To truly succeed, you must first learn to decipher yourself. This pivotal moment of introspection marks the beginning of the transformative journey that John F. Carter elucidates in his seminal work, Mastering the Trade. This book's primary function is not to teach you the mechanics of trading, but to fundamentally teach you how to think. It performs a complete reset of your mental framework. The rationale is simple yet profound. If your cognitive processes are not crystal clear, no trade, regardless of its apparent quality, can secure your long-term victory. The conversation, therefore, extends far beyond the realm of indicators and oscillators. The central critical question you must answer is, what is your fundamental intention? Did you arrive here seeking momentary excitement, or did you come with the solemn purpose of becoming a master? A master trader does not derive decisions from the fleeting winds of emotion. Instead, every action is dictated by a predefined system, and the ironclad will of discipline. The market is an unforgiving jungle within its depths. You will inevitably assume one of two roles, the hunter or the prey. This jungle recognizes and rewards only those individuals who have undertaken the arduous work of making themselves worthy. As John F. Carter himself asserts, if your goal is to not just enter but to endure within the market, you must first internalize a fundamental axiom. The market has not manifested to give you anything. It demands one thing and one thing only in exchange for success: your absolute preparedness. And that essential preparation originates from a single crucial action: gazing inward, the inner war. You are your own greatest adversary. When a true trader commences their day, their focus is not singularly fixed on the market. Their first and most important analysis is an internal one. They conduct a rigorous self-assessment. Am I truly focused today, free from mental clutter and distraction? Am I operating from a place of rational analysis, or am I being influenced by latent greed? Have I consciously and deliberately set the intention to adhere to my strategy no matter what the day may bring? Within this market, one element poses a greater threat than any economic report or price swing: your own mind. You may believe you are objectively observing the charts, but in reality, during these critical moments, your mind is also observing you. A single lapse in judgment, one emotionally charged decision, one impulsive belief in a sure thing. These are the traps that can lead to the loss of thousands, even millions. Carter distills this wisdom into a powerful mantra. Trading is not about being right, it is about being consistent. Any participant can be correct on one or two occasions. But to achieve sustained profitability, you require something far more substantial than luck. You require a system. This must be a structured, back-tested methodology that you can and will follow with robotic precision every single day, irrespective of whether the market is in a precipitous decline or a parabolic rise. That system, not any guru or influencer, becomes your true teacher. However, this is merely the beginning. The most significant question remains unanswered. Do you possess the capacity to control the entire spectrum of your emotions, those very forces that can destroy you under the guise of trading? Our next segment delves into the quiet intensity of the morning where a genuine trader engages in their first and most critical battle of the day, the battle against themselves. This is a conflict waged against fear, against greed, and against that seductive internal voice that whispers, "Go on, just take a little extra risk today." This is the genesis of the true war, the war that rages within. The warrior's ritual, a morning of intentionality. Some individuals rise from their slumber as the sun crests the horizon. Then there are others, a different breed entirely, who have already ignited a formidable fire within their consciousness long before the first rays of light touch the earth. An authentic trader does not begin their day by hastily opening a chart. Their ritual is more profound. They start by posing a single pointed question to themselves. Am I mentally and emotionally prepared today to execute decisions that possess the dual potential to create immense wealth or to inflict financial ruin? John F. Carter posits that a professional trader each morning effectively steps into a war zone, and as with any theater of war, no victory has ever been secured without meticulous, deliberate preparation before the opening. Your battle plans, your notes and analyses must be fully assembled. Your trading journal, a record of past skirmishes and lessons learned, should be open and ready. Most critically, your mind must be a placid, clear lake, utterly free from the ripples of external noise and internal conflict. Why is this state so vital? Because your most formidable adversary is not the Nasdaq or the NYSE, it is the part of your own psyche that casually suggests it's just one trade. Let's take a little risk today. In this arena, every minute carries significant weight. Every mouse click represents a conscious commitment. Every single trade serves as an unflinching mirror, reflecting the character of the individual who placed it, revealing whether they are a soul fortified by discipline or a gambler engaged in a desperate struggle with chance. Carter captured this essence in a deceptively simple statement. The best traders are not the smartest, they are the most prepared. This line contains a profound truth, often overlooked because most of us are conditioned to believe that raw intellect is the key. The reality is that the market acts as a great equalizer, ruthlessly exposing every individual who dared to enter its domain unprepared. Now consider this. If you were to invest a mere 10 minutes each day, documenting your errors and reaffirming your strategic plan, could that small investment of time not potentially save you thousands of dollars in avoidable losses? The answer is self-evident, yet the overwhelming majority neglect this practice, cloaked in the dangerous illusion that, "I already know enough." It is at this precise point, a point of complacency, that the path to failure begins. A professional trader is not burdened by the outcomes of yesterday. Their focus is locked on the script that the market will write today. They prepare their specific setups. They formulate contingency plans. If this support level fractures, what is my response? If the market moves violently against my position, what is my predefined exit point? And of perhaps greatest importance, they define the conditions under which they will not trade at all. For a true master is defined not only by the trades they take, but more tellingly by the trades they have the wisdom to avoid. Those who feel an impulsive need to trade every single day, regardless of market conditions, are simply not built for longevity in this field. Carter encapsulates this strategic patience with the term selective aggression. The mandate is clear. When a high-probability opportunity, perfectly aligned with your system, presents itself, you must strike with conviction and full force. In the absence of such an opportunity, your most powerful action is to remain quiet, observant, and patient. A quiet trader, contrary to popular belief, is a smart and dangerous trader in our modern era, where screens flash with tantalizing opportunities every minute. The ability to maintain this inner quietude is a superpower. If you can cultivate this calm amidst the storm, you position yourself as the most formidable player at the table for, in the end, consistent profits. flow to those who can exert masterful control not only over their interpretation of the market's direction but more critically over the turbulent currents of their own emotional landscape, the unbreakable system, a contract with your future self. We have explored the nature of the market and the necessity of a system. Now we must confront the enemy that lurks in the shadow of every trade, the one constant in every loss and every win. John F. Carter articulated this with unmistakable clarity. The market is neutral. It doesn't hate you, it doesn't love you, but your own mind that's the real war. Every decision you make without rigorous forethought, every trade you entered solely driven by the panic of missing a move, these are not the actions of a disciplined strategist. In these moments your decisions are not being made by you. They are being dictated by your fear. This leads to a pivotal question. What foe is even more formidable than fear? The answer is greed. Yes, the very same greed that coercively whispers this stock is going to run further. Let us just hold on a little longer. That seemingly innocent little longer frequently transforms into your most significant financial setback. In the biography of every successful trader, there is a defining turning point, a moment of painful epiphany where they learn that the insatiable desire for more is the most toxic mindset one can harbor in this profession. Carter pinpointed this flaw with surgical precision. Most traders don't blow up because of bad trades. They blow up because they don't know when to stop. This statement is saturated with truth. A trader undoubtedly requires a plan, but they require something even more potent, the formidable strength to never deviate from that plan. Many individuals become proficient at reading charts. They may follow a dozen technical analysis channels on YouTube, yet they consistently fail the most important test. The ability to read themselves. You must understand a fundamental truth. The market is never running away from you, but you are often running either in a frantic pursuit of profit or in a desperate scramble to escape a loss, a parable of discipline. There once was a professional trader who for years traded exclusively one specific setup. His rule was absolute and non-negotiable. If my setup is not present, my system is simple. I take no trade. One day, the market was euphoric, moving with explosive velocity. Fortunes were being made by the minute. A friend approached him and exclaimed, "Are you a fool? Look, this is a golden opportunity." The trader calmly replied, "That is an opportunity for you. For me, it is a trap." He took no trades that day. The following day, the market experienced a violent crash. Thousands of traders were wiped out. He survived, his capital preserved. His salvation was not a product of superior prediction, but a direct result of his unwavering refusal to betray his own plan. This is the hallmark of a true master. Carter repeatedly emphasizes, you don't win in trading by doing more. You win by doing only what works. The mantra is to do less, but to execute that smaller set of actions with flawless precision. This is the core philosophy of professional trading now. You must look inward and ask yourself the ultimate question of discipline. Can you adhere to your plan even when your mind is screaming for just one more chance, one more trade? If your answer is a resolute yes, then you are no longer merely a trader. You are walking the arduous path toward mastery. If the answer is uncertain, then recognize that the most crucial part of your education still lies ahead. Conclusion. The transformation from participant to master. John F. Carter once wrote, "The most profitable setup is useless if your mind is not ready." Let us absorb the profound meaning of this statement. It signifies that even if you possess the most brilliantly designed, statistically proven trading system in the world, it is rendered completely impotent if your mind is simultaneously engaged in a brutal civil war against fear, anxiety, and greed. With every single trade in that scenario, defeat is not a possibility. It is a mathematical certainty. Trading at its highest level is applied psychology. Your mind is the master key. It is the only instrument that can unlock the vault of endless opportunity, and it is the same instrument that can permanently lock you out. Reflect on your own process. When you place a trade, from what mental state are you operating? Are you gripped by a hurried desperation to make money? Or are you imbued with a calm, predatory patience, like a hunter concealed in the brush, waiting with absolute certainty for the perfect moment to strike? Carter reframes inaction as a strategic tool. Patience is a position, silence is a trade. In this context, the conscious decision to remain silent and inactive is in itself a powerful trade. The ability to sit before your screens and deliberately choose to do nothing often requires more confidence and fortitude than entering a dozen positions. Many misinterpret frequent trading as proactive engagement. The reality is the exact opposite. Trading only at the precise moments dictated by your system is the only form of activity that yields sustainable results. Your mindset is the internal compass that pulls you back from the cliff edge of greed. It extracts you from the quicksand of fear. It forges a new dominant internal voice, one that calmly states, "This is what my system dictates. If the system says wait, then I will wait." A final story of mental fortitude. There was a trader who began each day with one non-negotiable question. If I were to lose this entire trade, would I still be able to remain mentally at peace? Only if the answer was an unequivocal yes would he proceed. Why such a stringent filter? Because he had internalized the ultimate truth. Sustainable victory in trading is not a technical challenge. It is a mental war. Carter reminds us of the tangible cost of emotional failure. Emotions are expensive. Every time you panic, it costs you money. This brings us to the final non-negotiable pillar of success: consistency. Consistency means approaching the market each day with the same disciplined, emotionally neutral mindset. Not with excessive euphoria, not with paralyzing dread. It is the daily, almost ritualistic execution of your system. It is the difference between a doctor performing a routine surgery with professional detachment and a gambler throwing dice in a back alley. Consistency is the bridge that transports a trader from amateurish speculation to institutional-grade thinking. As you stand at the conclusion of this philosophical journey, you must ask yourself one final transformative question. Am I the same person who started reading this script? If the answer is a definitive no, then I extend my sincere congratulations. You have not simply learned about trading tactics. You have begun the far more valuable process of learning to read and master yourself, and that self-mastery is the true ultimate purpose of mastering the trade. For trading is not a game, it is a discipline, a modern-day form of ascetic practice. Every click of the mouse, every entry order, every exit is a mantra that progressively separates you from the reactive crowd. And if you have absorbed these principles, then no chart, no news headline, and no market crash can ever shake your foundation again. Your mind will have achieved the stability required for long-term success. If these words have resonated with you, if this journey has ignited a fire within you, a fire not just to be a trader, but to become a responsible, calm, and systematically equipped financial warrior, then the next step is yours to take. Like this presentation, if it provided value so its message can reach others on a similar path, comment below and share the single most important trading lesson you have learned so far. If you believe in the power of a shared journey, share this with a friend who is navigating the markets or standing on the precipice of ruin. And please subscribe for more content of this depth. This is not a typical channel. Consider it a commando training camp for the mind, where every session is designed to bring you closer to the person you are destined to become.